Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here coming at you again with another video, and I am here to show you how to do the mission, the Bog Beatdown solo. Now there's only 2 levels you can actually do solo. You cannot do alpha solo. I've tried so many different ways, times, methods. You can't. You have to have a bunch of people to do alpha, but you can do gamma and beta solo really easy. I'm going to show you how to do them while I do this video. It's really not that difficult. Anyways, if you haven't already liked and subbed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and check that out. That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate that. And, I hope you're really enjoying the content. If you have any questions or like, hey, I'd like you to change this or I want to try this, go ahead and let me know. So, in Gamma, I think for me, it's always fun to try and use the bow. First off, because I'm pretty decent with the bow. Second off, it does a ton of damage because these weapons they give you do give you increased stats against these things, which is really nice. My suggestion, first and foremost, I have a basic set of flak on, and that will get you through this one easily. Take out the flyers first. That is the best thing you can do for yourself, because taking out the flyers makes this thing so much easier, because they are the only things that can really do any damage to you. Now, it's also fun to use the bow because it lets you practice with like your PvP basic stuff, because, well, a lot of PvP is firing weapons in general, less so much actual like sword combat, which it was meant to be. It's more of firing bows, firing weapons from a distance. So this is great practice. I like this. It reminds me of like horde modes from pretty much any game ever. And it's just fun. If you want a good little break, you get quite a few points from this as well. And it's not that difficult. And you can just shred things as long as you like prepared, and you can see that this does way increased damage. And these things aren't very high level either in Gamma mode, so you can actually kill pretty much all of it pretty rapidly. I'm just gonna try and I'm getting some good lucky shots off right now. It's actually pretty hard to hit things with a bow at distance. You kind of got to aim and preliminary strike things. And Sarco, Titanoboa. It's actually a lot of fun, though. I will admit that. And all the things that I like to do, this is up there. Especially, like, I enjoyed. A lot of people complain about this, but I really do enjoy the fact that people have kind of changed what it is to do PvP. Yes, you're toast. Oh, I missed. Gotta lead him a little bit more. Got him. So, it kind of like, makes it more fun to do a PvE server, because a lot of times in the past, people would stop playing PvE because it was just like, boring to some extent. And they're not wrong. It wasn't exactly the greatest to play PvE, because you got to a certain point and you're just raising things. And, that's that. Alright, continuing. Again, take out flyers first. What the heck? Tappies are the annoying things in this one. Obviously, just keep shooting. If you think you're going to hit something, iguanodons are really fast in this one. But again, flyers first, because they're the ones that can like trap you down. And then speed tames is how I would do this. Now, you do have to pull the trigger back for a little bit in order to actually kill everything, but in Gamma, there's no real concern. Like, you could do this naked and be just fine. It's really not difficult. So, let's go ahead and shred some more tames, because it's fun. You get these boosted stats on your weapons. Makes you have fun. And they do increase the level of the dinos, the higher levels. So right now, because it's Gamma, I'm only basing like level 10, 15, 20 dinos. Beta, which is the middle one, will give you a little bit higher. And then Alpha will go even higher than that. And you do get flamethrowers on this one. I don't like the flamethrower because I prefer just to challenge myself with the bow, especially, maybe I'll use a flamethrower on beta, but because this thing does so much damage, it's a lot of fun just to shred stuff. And, you just do, what the heck? Obviously the dillos can be a pain in the butt. Just avoid them to the best of your ability, because that little stuff they shoot at you can be quite a pain in the butt when you're trying to escape. But, excuse me, thank you. How long away is he? My goodness. So, Ooh, that was a headshot. So, what I will remind you of is there is a way, I don't know how, I've had some of them get stuck underneath me before, and that's really not fun. It's a pain in the butt, actually, because you lose. So, which is, you know, sucky. So, now we're just waiting. You want to save as much time for the final boss as possible, even though in Gamma, I could probably beat it to death with my fists, which is kind of easy. I would still save as much time for the final boss as possible. Alright. And is it the final boss? It is the final boss. Okay. So, how you do this, go ahead and shred all the small stuff first. The final boss is not very fast. You can basically outrun it by just walking, which is kind of interesting. Excuse me, spider. It's not very cool. But taking out the small stuff in case she does catch you is how you do this boss fight, just because you don't want to get a bunch of damage up quick. And boop. I think I've got pretty much all the small stuff. Raptor. So, anyways, this is kind of a cool little screenshot, so I'll take that. So, she does shoot webs, so you want to be careful about that, because that is how you can actually lose this. Get stuck in the webs, and that stuff will shred your armor, so be careful about that. And she does take huge amounts of damage from this. Aim for the head because it does quite a bit more damage, 30k, as opposed to the 20 or less that you're doing. Oh boy. And just avoid these like that. And that is how you win it. It's really that easy. You get some decent stuff out of it. You can't use some of it though, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and toss some of the flak that I get out of it on. It's actually some pretty good basic flak. And look at that. Racer platform saddles, shadow stake. I got a tech helmet, which is... I mean, you can get good stuff out of these. I don't know why people don't do these missions more, because you really do get a bunch of really awesome stuff out of them. So, I encourage you to do them more, but that's me. So, take that for what you will. And there's that. I'm going to go ahead and drop all this, because I don't need... Actually, you know what? Why not? I'm just going to go ahead and eat that. Don't want that. Why not? I'll eat... Nope, I can't. Okay. I just ate everything just because. I'll drop it all. And let's go ahead and start beta. So, again, I'll remind you, it is impossible to do this on alpha by yourself, because you just can't. You can beat all the basic stuff, which I have done. You cannot do enough damage to the final boss in order to actually do this boss fight. What I suggest, take these guys out quick. Just keep running. Never stop running. Pikes can be quite useful on the higher levels, but it's up to you, obviously. So, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Really, it's once you get yourself... Oh my goodness, come on now. Once you get yourself to the flame area, you can actually do enough damage to these things to not have to pike them, but pike is the easiest way to do the first couple levels. And then flamethrower on this one is actually useful because you can do a load of damage and keep running at the same time. But just so you can see, throwing it is not really that valuable. You're better off just... Oh my goodness. There. Got him. So, you can see that throwing it can be useful. I don't think it's something that I would do, but that's me. In some of these levels, you can actually... Battle Tartar. I will take that all day. Oh, it won't let me throw the things at him. Yes, you can only use forms of weapons they have, so you can't like cheat in a good weapon. You can't even bring in tames, I don't think. It's only you plus the weapons they give you. Alright, let's see how much damage the flame guy does. So you see it does a lot more damage. Flame is very effective versus these things. There we go. So the bow is where it's at, including for beta. Hey, well, I can't hit this thing to save my life right now. And because it does that continued damage, you get a lot of bonus hits, and you can kind of just run from things, which is really nice. And that's how you do it. Level 2. Sarcos have a little bit of increased damage, but oh my goodness, where'd you come from? So, there we go. Got the Sarco. Caprasakis is going to die. Put a hit on that guy. The second hit on him. Got him. Alright, now we're moving on to wave 3. This is where it gets a little bit more difficult because you get Iguanodons and Tapayaras. And when you get those guys, it can be difficult. So just be careful about that. And I don't think I have anything up here that I want. Slow your rate of water consumption. I mean, I'm surrounded by water, but why not? Oh, I already have one for the next 700 seconds. Why not? Just throw it away. So there is one thing that increases your damage. This guy right here. Wait to the last passable moment in order to take it. And then you can take it, and it increases your damage by quite a bit. 3 times, actually. So that initial wave you can fight off like super easy. I don't really bother getting it when it comes to the first wave because you do so much damage to him anyways. But it is helpful in this second wave because the racers can be kind of hard to take out. If you take a couple out real quick though, you're fine. Alright, notice how our damage is back down to 0. It's not, I mean not 0, but 1 times, not the 3x you get from the thing. So we'll let that flame do a little bit of work on some of these dinos. And we're just going to keep running and turning, running and turning. That's how you do this boss fight. And really, flame is where you go. I've seen some people try and do the entire thing with a bow. I don't know why you would do that. Just like no flame arrows. But I guess some people like the challenge. There you go. Wave 3 done. Moving on to wave 4. Ooh, Iguanodon. Think I can hit it? Oh, what a shot. Alright. This is the level where I usually break out the flamethrower. And I like the flamethrower on this part because they get to you really fast in wave 4. And wave 4 is where you want to use the flamethrower. That's just my suggestion to you. Take that for what you will. I wonder if this will fall straight down on me. I don't think so. Or does it fly forever? It must fly forever. So this is why I use a flamethrower right here. Nope. I guess I get a little bit of a bonus damage up front. But I still prefer this right here. Where's my flamethrower? There it is. See you, bud. And you light them all on fire, and you just take out the entire lot of them. And you can move pretty easily and do that like backwards movement. Boop. You take a little bit more damage in this style, but it's also a lot quicker because you can kind of just light a couple of them on fire and peace out. Like that. And then you're killing like 5 or 6 at the same time, as opposed to the other method. So it's a lot faster. How's my... I've got prim armor and I made it through 2 things and I've gotten hit quite a bit and I still haven't lost it. So I'm not concerned. I've got some med brews from that last one. Got some food potions. There we go. And you do have unlimited ammo. So don't worry about like using it up because you can just sit here and hold it, which is kind of cool. So... Alright, wave 5. What you do is you take everything out with the flamethrower except for the final boss. And then with the final boss, you use the bow because you don't have to get that close to her. And Dilo down, Titan Boa down. Take out the Spino. I think it's the easiest in my opinion to use that, but that's me. So he'll take some damage over time. You see there's that damage we're looking for. And you can see we do a load of damage to pretty much everything. Now I got the Capro. I think the Sarco is probably going to die from that too. At this point you could probably grab yourself this bad boy. And then this bad boy. Oh boy, not what I wanted. So see how I do the increased damage because I grabbed the thing. Save it for the boss in this final wave of things because this is really the only hard part of this boss fight. And we're running. We lost the thing. So you do 20,000, so it looks like 4 times damage, which is not bad. And we're just going to keep avoiding to the best of our ability. And just keep pumping her full of arrows. That's literally all this is. But beta, you can see, it's already got increased health. But alpha, it's like you could sit there forever and just try and shred it. So you cannot do it solo, which is really kind of frustrating to me. Because I was excited when they released this kind of stuff. But obviously you can't be super excited when you can't do it solo. I'm about halfway there though. There we go. So avoid that netting. Avoid the green stuff. Oh, I got hit by it. That was my mistake. And as long as you're moving backwards, she is a really easy boss to beat, actually. Because she'll try and hit you, but she goes into an animation which you can escape pretty easily, as long as you're careful. Avoid the green stuff. We've almost got her now. So her head is where you want to aim because you do the most damage to the head. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, she's going to use a webbing. What a jerk face. Got her. Cool. So, in beta, you get a good amount of hexagons. I think I got 14,000. I've already beat it once, so you do get a ton of hexagons out of it, which is pretty nice, pretty easy to do. Anyways, hope this video helps you out, and teach out.